Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. In light of her father Kody's alienation from the family, Sister Wives actress Maddie Brown has returned with startling remarks. The family situation deteriorated once they relocated to Flagstaff. There is a significant divide in the family as a result of Kody starting to put Robin and her children even more above the others. Since then, Kody has not been there for his grandchildren as well as his children. See Maddie's dubious post, which might be a message for her father, by reading on. Maddie Brown disses Kody in Sister Wives. Maddie appeared in a few episodes of Sister Wives' 19th season. However, a lot of viewers have taken note of the fact that she calls her father by his name rather than dad or father. After Kody ignored them for years, some claimed it was a glaring sign that Maddie had severed all contact with him. Michael T. even asserted that Kody had become even more estranged from his children and grandchildren after Garrison's death, and it appears Maddie is preventing her father from seeing her children any longer. Maddie Brown uses harsh truth to diss Kody. Maddie Brown just sent a long statement on Instagram stories about someone she's severing her relationship with. The Sister Wives star asserts that a person will not be allowed to have them, or her children, if they are unable to respect her. They don't get to play family when it suits them, Maddie said, and they treat her like rubbish. Without mentioning who she was talking to, Maddie went on with her scathing remarks. However, it's clear that she was referring to her father, Kody Brown. Because my kids don't have to see abuse to understand love, Maddie continued. Additionally, Maddie stated that her children's tranquility is sacred and that she will never teach them to accept disrespect. Our time is precious, she added, and it is always my responsibility as a mother to protect them. How is Maddie Brown doing today, Sister Wives? Caleb, Maddie Brown, and their children have been living happily in North Carolina. Additionally, she lives near to her mother, Janelle, who is now constructing her ideal home adjacent to her land. In addition, Maddie has been a proud mommy. She recently expressed her happiness during Evie's dance recital. The Sister Wives star claims that after months of work, she was finally able to witness her daughter's amazing performance. She added that Evie's limb difference only strengthened and fortified her, and that it never mattered to her. It was as sharp as a tack, Maddie added. And I'm always reminded of how fortunate we are to have her extra glitter in our lives as I watch her travel the world. Kody Brown's ex-wives have not liked him since the polygamous family's dissolution. The 18-year-old father has tried his hardest to play the victim and enjoys placing the blame elsewhere rather than accepting responsibility for his actions. His first 3 wives began criticizing his poor behavior, particularly his personal attacks, during the most recent Sister Wives tell-all. What we know is as follows. Janelle Brown is officially over Kody. It only required nearly 30 years of marriage. However, the 6-time mother is finally sick. Janelle made it apparent that she was correcting the information about Robin Brown, Kody's 4th wife. I can still be very friendly with Kody, she said to the audience. Robin and I never really had a relationship. I don't harbor any animosity or resentment. I simply have no interest in getting to know them. I could sit and talk to them, Janelle continued, maintaining her elegance. That would be acceptable. If everything was surface level, I'd be okay with us, talking to them. It's not a huge deal. However, it's evident that Janelle has set her own limits with her ex-husband and his favorite wife. Janelle wants peace, not chaos, after a very difficult year. I'm just not going to be friends with them or, go to lunch with them, she informed the host. I don't require it. I'm not interested in it. I'm not trying to find it. The Sister Wives actress put it simply when she said, I really just don't like them. I'd rather not know them. They are not people I want to be friends with. I simply dislike them. Janelle feels more free to criticize Kody now that she is safely out of his control. She revealed that Kody attacked all of his wives that are leaving in the area that hurts them the most or that they pride themselves on or that they value when they were talking about their marriage. To be honest, it sounds just like something Kody would do. In her instance, Janelle disclosed that Kody knew it irritated her and was always telling everybody that I was somehow calling the shots on the money. I'm among those people who want to be very fiscally responsible and very about, let's be responsible with our money, Janelle continued. He wants to attempt to undermine it for me, or at least kind of undercut that. It's crazy to me that he was telling everyone that I was in charge, said Janelle. TLC viewers discovered during the tell-all that every member of the Brown family had a different opinion about how the group funds were saved and used. Since Janelle was the one who sent their books to the accountant, Kody informed the host that she was in charge. Janelle redoubled her efforts, pointing out that she would have paid off Coyote Pass far sooner, if that were the case. I don't know if they don't remember, like when our funds were all together and those family funds that I helped with went to the kids' college, went a property, Mary Brown said in one episode. It affected everything. Our family had a fund. It's evident from each narrative that Kody and his ex-wives do not share the same opinions. The family has been hit hard, and Sister Wives viewers don't think they'll ever get better. Christine Brown supported Janelle's opinion. With finances, he was knocking her down so she doesn't feel smart, the newlywed continued. That is impolite. He is aware of which buttons to press. It was extremely difficult to remain married to Kody since he was never fair. There was no going back after Christine, Mary, and Janelle realized that the grass was truly greener on the other side. It seems sense that Robin would become weary of Kody's antics if he keeps acting in his own way. If they get divorced, at least Kody will know how to get her to do what he wants. More information on Christine Brown's sexual history with her ex-husband, Kody Brown, was not particularly necessary. But now that we have this information, it is our responsibility to share it with you. As fans of the Sister Wives universe, we can all laugh together. Recall that Christine was the first female cast member to quit the plural marriage on the venerable TLC program. Everything has fallen apart after that incident in 2021. Robin Brown is the only wife Kody has left. For a time, the writing was on the wall for Christine, but now nothing is the same. Christine thought back on her experiences as a sister wife in the Sister Wives, one-on-one episode that aired on June 8th. It seems that she was aware of the problems in their marriage because their sex was emotionless. That change, of course, occurred after Robin entered the picture. It was a blast and absolutely enjoyable for a long time. We simply had a great time, you know, Christine said. She went on. I thought, oh, there's certainly something lacking here, when he married Robin. However, everything was already so nearly finished at that moment. Christine claims that at the start of their marriage, Kody physically cared for her. She claimed that as their relationship developed, their sex became less intimate and more like a marital obligation. There was no sex. It was just so broken, God, Christine said. According to Christine, both parties felt the broken and impersonal sex, but they were never inclined to confront it. That is, until Christine made the decision to speak with Kody about their lack of intimacy one day. The conversation proceeded, as well as one could anticipate. We had a discussion about intimacy and whether or not we would have sex or any other form of intimacy in our marriage. And he said, no, Christine disclosed. Therefore, I say you're done the next time you visit. You will no longer be staying here. You're not welcome in my bed. We're finished. Christine has moved on from her tumultuous relationship with Kody. In October 2023, she married David Woolley after meeting him. We suspect that they had sex more than 5 times a year, even if Christine didn't confirm it. In the first 2 segments of the tell-all, Robin Brown, star of Sister Wives, upset a lot of fans. Even before she and Kody drove to Sedona, she said she didn't want to do the one-on-one interviews. Still, a lot of fans were taken aback by her behavior during the episode. One mental health expert even posted a startling observation regarding Robin's actions. To view the footage, continue reading. Robin Brown, a sister wife, is fed up with being singled out. In the second segment of the tell-all, Robin expressed her annoyance at the constant mention of her name in relation to the family's demise. The Sister Wives star claims that she has been the subject of a lot of attention and that she is sick of it. Robin, however, hopes that the ex-wives will improve their own relationships without using her name rather than calling them out. Robin has been held accountable for the Brown family's ordeal. Despite her belief that she wasn't innocent, Janelle feels that she shouldn't bear all the blame. A mental health professional exposed Robyn's foolish behavior. On social media, some Sister Wives fans talked about how Robyn Brown's answers to some of Suki's questions during the tell-all were received by a mental health expert. Robyn was questioned about if Kody has any prejudices against her. The psychologist became agitated when she responded that she didn't think so. He said Robyn's behavior, which involves behaving as though she has 2 brain cells and refusing to participate in the conversation, might be a habit she has whenever the family is having problems. The following https://www.instagram.com/p/deaconmhicw2i. When Robyn doesn't like what's happening, she starts to check herself out and disengage from any topics, acting like she doesn't get it instead of seeing the problem and trying to work things out, the mental health professional continued. Great points. The responses were all, maybe, or, I don't know. It's very annoying to see her. You can't use lofty terms. Is Kody favoring you in your opinion? Do you recall that he stopped seeing his relatives during COVID? Indeed. This is what Janelle has previously stated about her. She's not being indifferent, in my opinion. I genuinely think she doesn't give a damn. As long as she is getting what she wants, she never considers anyone else and isn't sensitive to other people's feelings. Why is she even on the tell-alls at this time? She either avoids the difficult questions or lies. She presents herself as too good for this. I can't stand to look at her. Sister Wives. Robyn Brown maintains her polygamous views. Additionally, TLC unveiled a brand new teaser video for Tell All Part 3. Kody and his ex-wives are shown talking about the Coyote Pass in the trailer. However, in another video, Suki was seen asking Robyn Brown if she still adhered to polygamy. Robyn claims that she would say yes if she had a guarantee of some kind and if Kody was willing. Maddie Brown Brush has always been known as the calm, collected daughter, the level-headed child who watched years of Sister Wives drama unfold from the sidelines with quiet dignity and a mature perspective far beyond her years. But now, in 2025, that reserved energy has been replaced with an unmistakable roar as Maddie, a mother of 3 and a fiercely protective mama bear, sends out a loud and unflinching message that's reverberating across social media and family circles alike. My kids come first, and no toxic legacy, no broken belief system, and certainly no man who let my mother cry herself to sleep for years is going to touch that. It was subtle at first, a cryptic Instagram post with a photo of her 2 youngest children playing peacefully in a sunlit backyard, captioned with words like peace, boundaries, and growth, which fans immediately began decoding as a not-so-veiled shot at patriarch Kody Brown. But then came the follow-ups, a carousel of family pictures excluding certain relatives, a video where she talked candidly about breaking cycles and healing from generational pain, and finally, the one that could only be interpreted one way, a direct quote, "Your last name doesn't entitle you to my children." The internet exploded, fans and followers scrambling to interpret what many have long suspected, that Maddie, for all her previous restraint, is drawing a firm and unapologetic line in the sand, and the line is her children. Because behind the wholesome Brush family Instagram aesthetic, the curated shots of crafts and cupcakes and homeschooling wins, lies a woman who was raised in the epicenter of one of reality TV's most complicated family experiments, and while she may have moved across the country and married a man who gives her unconditional support and stability, the emotional residue of what she witnessed growing up in the Brown household hasn't faded, and now that she's a mother herself, it's clearer than ever. She will not allow history to repeat itself, especially when it comes to emotional neglect, religious manipulation, or fractured family dynamics masquerading as plural love. Fans have long speculated that Maddie quietly distanced herself from Kody Brown years ago, especially after Janelle's heartbreak became undeniable and Christine's exodus cracked the family tree in half. But this recent wave of content, paired with a sudden halt in any footage, photos, or mentions of Kody near her kids, paints a louder, clearer picture. He's not welcome. And sources close to the family, some of whom have spoken anonymously online and in fan forums, suggest that Maddie has made it privately but firmly known, if you weren't there for me, you won't have access to them. The subtext here is piercing, because while Kody Brown spent years on camera preaching about patriarchal leadership and family unity, he was simultaneously burning bridges with his own adult children by prioritizing one household, one wife, and one narrative that revolved exclusively around control, not connection. And Maddie, who watched her mother Janelle walk through financial strain, emotional abandonment, and the heartbreaking realization that her spiritual marriage had become little more than a performance, has internalized every bit of that pain and used it as fuel to create something better for her own kids. It's not just about keeping Kody physically distant. It's about rejecting the ideology that allowed her childhood to be laced with hierarchy, favoritism, and unspoken wounds. Her message, whether intentional or not, is clear. Her children will not be casualties of confusion and contradiction. And this bold move hasn't gone unnoticed. Not by Kody, not by Robin, and certainly not by the other Brown siblings who are all quietly navigating their own relationships with the past. While some, like Logan and Aspen, have chosen total privacy, and others like Gwendolyn have used their platforms to speak out more bluntly, Maddie occupies a unique middle space. She's visible, she's respected, and she carries the voice of reason in a family often overrun by chaos. So when she speaks, even in carefully worded captions, people listen. Fans are praising her boundaries, noting how she's become the role model her younger siblings never had growing up, someone who found a way to escape the toxic vortex of plural family dysfunction and replace it with something radically healthy: consistency, choice, and love that doesn't come with conditions. But as with everything in the Sister Wives universe, not everyone sees it as empowering. Some insiders claim that Robin Brown, still clinging to the last remnants of the one-house fantasy, views Maddie's public distance as a betrayal. Yet it's ironic, considering the very patterns Maddie is rejecting are ones created and encouraged by Kody's obsessive commitment to Robin's household as the true family. According to multiple fan reports and a few telling facial expressions from past reunion specials, Maddie has never been shy about where her loyalties lie, with her mother Janelle, and increasingly with Christine, the two wives who dared to walk away. In fact, Maddie's recent visit to Utah, where she and her kids spent time with Christine and David Woolley, only further proved her alignment with the new matriarchal movement that's taking shape: independence, sisterhood, and healing. No longer do the Brown children see unity as synonymous with loyalty to Kody. Now, unity looks like standing with the women who chose freedom over fear. And perhaps the most powerful part of Maddie's message isn't in what she says, but what she withholds. She doesn't bash her father by name. She doesn't trash Robin. She doesn't dive into tabloid-level mudslinging. Instead, she does something far more cutting. She makes them irrelevant. Her life, as curated online, shows a thriving family that doesn't need to mention Kody Brown to find meaning or joy. Her photos are filled with laughter, milestones, backyard play, and sweet birthday cakes. Not broken promises, not awkward visits, not forced smiles for a family structure that never really worked. And in doing so, Maddie sends the loudest message of all: you don't need to shout to make a boundary clear. Sometimes, silence screams louder than confrontation. Still, sources say the divide hasn't been easy, particularly for Janelle, who remains deeply connected to all her children and is trying to navigate a fractured relationship with Kody that's now compounded by her kids' growing unwillingness to even entertain a reunion. There have been moments, insiders say, where Janelle has gently tried to soften the blow, suggesting that he's still their father and should be allowed to know the grandkids. But Maddie's response has been firm, if not painfully honest. He may be your spiritual husband, but he's not my children's grandfather in any meaningful way. It's the kind of comment that would have shattered the old Sister Wives illusion, but in the post-split era, it's exactly what fans have come to expect: raw truth over reality TV theatrics. And the support Maddie's receiving is immense. Mothers across the internet are applauding her courage to break the cycle. Mental health advocates are highlighting her boundaries as essential modeling, and even some former family friends, who've slipped into Reddit threads under anonymous handles, have hinted that Maddie's been the strong one all along. So, what's next for the woman now unofficially dubbed the real matriarch of the next generation of Browns? Fans are hoping for a tell-all book, a parenting podcast, or even a spin-off series featuring Maddie and other brown kids forging their own paths. But for now, it seems Maddie is focused on what matters most: protecting her peace, shielding her children, and rewriting the Brown family legacy one boundary at a time. Whether or not Kody hears the message is irrelevant. She's not saying it for him. She's saying it for herself, for her kids, and for anyone who's ever had to heal from a childhood shaped by someone else's choices. In the end, the loudest message Maddie Brownbrush has ever sent may be the quietest to the outside world, but to those who understand the pain of growing up in the background of someone else's obsession with control, it rings like thunder. The cycle ends with me.